Hello, world. It's your boy Black Dollar in the building. Just want to introduce y'all to the channel, Black Stock Channel. We're going to talk about all things current events, history, conspiracy, what's actually going on, great things, great people, great thoughts. So, this is the introduction to the channel, just a little bit about me. I've been a stockbroker for 20 years, working on Wall Street, doing big deals, $1 billion deals, $10 billion deals, working with all sorts of corporate titans, uh, doing all types of deals, mergers and acquisitions, spinoffs, IPOs, private placements, pipes, investing in everything from REITs, gas lines, biotech, everything. Um, and now I'm here to share my opinion and my views and my take and what I think is going on. Um, 43 years old, and I've seen a lot, I think. So I want to share with people. I want this to be a place of truth, a place of love, a place of positivity, a place of healing, a place where people could come and share their stories, share their goals, a community, something that we could really build together positively. Um, I am a believer in Jesus Christ. I believe in the power of Jesus Christ, the real Jesus Christ. We'll get more into that as you get to know me on this channel and as we learn and grow and get to know each other on this channel. I have a lot of opinions, I think, on things that are going on in the world right now. And I think it's really time for us as a people to set a lot of our differences aside as humans and find a common denominator, a common goal, um, some commonality. Uh, what makes us more alike than makes us different? I think there are things that we all share in common, values that we all share in common. Um, we want healthy environments for our children to grow up in. We want healthy food, healthy air, healthy water. Um, and just to be able to obtain a level of clarity and purity that is difficult to find in the modern day world of weapons of mass distraction. By that I mean social media, music, movies, all of the things that distract us from God, that bring us further away from God, from life, from the abundance of life, from Jesus, from the brotherhood of man. I just think the current state of affairs needs to be spoken on in a highly educated and refined way. And for whatever it's worth, I think I could bring those types of opinions to the table. I have studied sociology and history at a university level. I went to Hofstra University. in Long Island, Hempstead, New York. I grew up in New York, New York City, for the most part. Um, my mother passed away when I was 2 years old, and my father was an alcoholic for the most part. So my brothers and I went into foster care when I was about 6 years old, and I lived in foster care till I was 17 when I went to college. And that in and of itself is an experience that, again, we'll grow and we'll learn and we'll tap into. But to anybody else out there in the foster homes, in the group homes, um, this is a place for you. This is a place where you could come and tell your story, where you'll be heard, where you'll be followed up on if you're being abused, if you're just in a place where you feel like you need people or a person or someone or something to talk to love you, to let you know that you're loved, that you're valuable, that you have worth, and that hopefully we can build a community here that will be able to support you in ways emotionally, financially, um, in the real world. Like, I want this to be a place that actually has a real world effect on people's lives. And what do I mean by that? Say there is a young foster kid out there and he needs sneakers for the football game or to join the football team or the track team, or he needs books or he wants to get away or whatever it may be, that we could provide those resources as a community. I think that's really what life is about. That's what social media should be about. And we're looking to be a game changer as far as that's concerned. And things like that are concerned for everyone who join and subscribe and notify and comment and join the community. Join the Black Stock community. We're going to talk about finance. We're going to talk about luxury. We're going to talk about everything. Everything. Some days may be a walk in the park. Some days may be a workout. Some days may be nutrition. Some days may be just unimaginable things that people have experienced. I want this to be a place for all of that. Uh, you'll be believed here. You'll be listened to here. Um, if you have stories that maybe you don't think anyone will believe, I'll probably believe it. I've seen a lot of things natural. I've seen things supernatural that I'll talk about on this channel. Um, Again, as we learn and grow. So my mind is very open. My heart is very open. Um, and like I said, I think we're all brothers. I think we're all family. And I want this to be a place where we can have that type of community, that type of vibe, and be able to learn, grow, develop, water, light, and be rays that shine together. Um, just some ideas that I have. I think we need to. I am Black, so a lot of my ideas are what Black people need to do. But I think we need to put instruments back in our children's hands. We need to take the weapons out of our hands. We need to put instruments, saxophones, trumpets, drums, drumsticks, tambourines, triangles, pianos, keyboards, organs, teach our kids music, teach our kids discipline. We really have to stop the corporate propagation or widespread broadcasting of this violence. The music, the movies, what goes in your ear, what goes in your eye, what you absorb into your spirit, it affects you. There's a reason why 30 seconds at the Super Bowl cost $30 million or whatever, because advertising works, marketing and promotion works. It's not a question uh, of whether these things work at this point. It's scientific. They work. Big companies stay in business by advertising. They advertise things to people that sometimes are against their own best interest. But the advertising machine is so strong that people do things against their best interests. So the murder music, the drill music, it's time for us parents to step up, turn that stuff off, put instruments back in our children's hands where we can make real music, display real talent, and heal. Because if we don't press the brakes on a car that's going full speed off a cliff, then we can't complain when the car goes full speed off the cliff. So, that's one of the things that I want us to grow and learn upon. I want us to learn and grow upon our rights as people and understanding of our place in history, who we actually are. Why is that important? Because with knowledge itself comes a discipline. It comes an awareness of who you are and your history and your culture and what your culture actually stands for, and the rules and laws and commandments that guide that culture. So, what do I mean by that? Right now, or as we saw in the not so recent history, but I just feel like right now, a lot of us are coming into the awareness that we're the people of the book. We are the chosen people. We are God's people. But what comes with that? What comes with that awareness? We're put into bondage and these things because of disobedience to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So we live in America where some of us were here, some of us were brought here, some of us came here voluntarily throughout history. African people, black people have migrated here. Some were brought here as slaves. Some people, some African Indian natives were here. Obviously, the Moors traveled the earth and were everywhere. And we have been spread throughout the earth. We have suffered in bondage. We have been raped, killed, mutilated, tortured, oppressed, suppressed, repressed, subjugated, castrated, but we've survived, right? Stony the road we trod. So right now we populate the prisons, modern day slavery, free labor, and what are we going to do about this? What's the solution? The solution is to understand that if we obey the laws, statutes, and commandments of God, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not have no God before me, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's property, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Jesus summed the law up as love God with your whole heart and have no God before him, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Do unto others as you will have them do unto you. Very simple. Very simple. Very easy to live by. Jesus even said, my yoke is easy. My yoke is easy. But we choose to live by the doctrine of demons, and we perish for lack of knowledge. And we're dying in the streets, and funeral homes are a big business, and organ harvesting is a big business, and abortion clinics are open for business in our communities, and everyone's open for business in our communities except us, except in Atlanta, at least as far as my travels have shown me. Um, Atlanta is a place where you see a lot of Black businesses, a lot of all types: real estate, insurance, restaurants, hotels, everything. Um, but outside of that, what my eyes have seen in my 43 years, and I have a passport. I've been places. I've been around the world. So I could only tell you what I've seen. And in fact, the more that I've traveled, the more that I've seen around the world is just mostly Black people serving white people. And that's going to continue until we return to God, until we choose life over death. These are choices, very simple choices. As for me, this day, what I'm going to choose life. It's the blessing and the curse. You know, Jay-Z put out the album, The Blessing and the Curse. That's the blessing and the curse. Life or death. Both are in the power of the tongue. So when these rappers go out here and broadcast this murder music and drill music and talk about smoking their ops, and even that I've thought about. You know, in our generation, smoking people, we said that as I meant they was gonna shoot someone. I think these kids heard that and they actually are smoking the people, like putting them in a blunt and smoking them. Like, I hope they know that we weren't actually smoking people. That was a figure of speech for something that should not have been occurring either, but it was. And at some point, we have to realize that death, murder, abortion, war, disease are all works of Satan. That's what Satan does. So it matters. And here's the thing: the people that finance and promote and broadcast this stuff into our community, they don't like us. As Kendrick said, they're not like us, but they don't like us. They want us off the earth. So at this point, if they could get us to do it for them, then that's the liability. But here's the reality. I've been harassed for 10 years by police, arrested, charged, 20 different charges. And I've never committed a crime in my life. But it's all for speaking out, for being outspoken, for knowing my rights, for standing up for my rights, and attempting to exercise my rights. So, as someone who went to college on a full ride academic scholarship, 4.0 GPA, brilliant mind, I know. Again, I've been in meetings with real wealth, billionaires, multiple times. It was my job. I did it for years. And wealth is white. The people that make these politicians jump, that pull the strings are old white men, and they're in rooms full of old white men. And none of that really has anything to do with us as a people if we choose to come back to God. Make God cool. Because we set the vibe of the world. We set the vibration. Look at hip hop. People in Japan, Africa, China, India, everywhere. They're going to do what we do. So if we make worshiping God cool, if we make praising God cool, if we take our instruments and our voice and our talents and use it to the glory of God, imagine the vibration that we could set on earth. Imagine the frequency that we could bring to this planet. That's our job. That's why we're given the talent that we have. That's how we could dance. That's how we could sing. That's how we could rap. That's how we could jump and play basketball. It's all to do that, all to the glory of God. So that when people look at us, they see God. Everyone else knows it but us. So we're either going to use those talents to serve Satan in the dead world of these corporations. All these corporations, listen, they're Satan. I'm going to explain to you very logically, very quickly, and hopefully you can understand why, whether you believe in religion or not. There's the world of the living and the world of the dead. Corporations are corpse orating. Corpse speaking corpses, they're dead. Satan's chief creation or invention or spirit is death. So you can't serve God and mammon. So we're all trained up in this world to want to work for these corporations, to serve these corporations, these dead people, these non-living entities, these spirits that don't inhabit bodies. So basically any entity that doesn't have a body is a spirit. So we're working for spirits. Hopefully someone could understand what I'm saying. But that's the world of the dead. Law, corporations, words, custody, these things, they're dead words. The world of the living is life, service, love, uplifting, bringing together, healing, forgiving, being forgiving, forgiving to one another, being for the giving of things to one another. Understand? Forgiving, forgiveness. Give people love. Give people whatever you have, out of the treasures of your heart, out of the treasures of your purse, out of the treasures of your soul, because there are people out here hurting. And God still sends his sun to shine on them every day. He sends his rain to them too. So what if that man's gonna use it to smoke crack? We all have our vices, we all have our sins, we all have the things that we do that are not the best, but even Jesus said he came to save, not to judge. And I think that's the reason why people are put off, because they don't know the real Jesus. Jesus came to love. He came for the love of God. For the love of God, he sent his only son into the world, not to judge, but to save people from death. That's why Jesus came to the world, to overcome death, to conquer death and all of the works of the devil. So we have to believe that we can be saved from death in all of its manifestations, in every form. In every form, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. No cancer, no disease, no COVID, no anything. We are the body of Christ, the eternal God, the infinite spirit, the forefather of forefathers, the cause of cause, the King of kings, the Lord of lords. Let's come back to love, people. Let's come back to oneness, people. Let's come back to atonement, at one-ment, being one with one another. That's the lesson of life. That's the goal of life, is to get on one page with the human family, ask for forgiveness for the people you've hurt, and forgive the people that have hurt you. Love your family. Reach out, pick up the phone, get together over something other than a funeral. Bring the big mamas back. Women, it's okay to love your man. It's okay to cook. It's okay to clean. It's okay to keep a household. It's okay to be soft, to be feminine, to be vulnerable. And the same thing goes for men. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to ask for forgiveness. It's okay to come home. It's okay to forgive one another. You don't have to fight to the death. You don't have to hate your baby mama just because the world wants you to think you gotta hate your baby mama. That's your family. Y'all made blood together. Y'all made life together. God blessed that relationship. He blessed that union with life. And that's what matters. It's okay to love each other. It's okay to say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I won't do that again. Let's come back to the table in the spirit of love. At some point, I loved you. I want what's best for you, not what's best for the state, another dead entity, another non living creature of law, not a creature of God. These corporations are creatures of law. They're not creatures of God. We are creatures of God. We have the spirit of life. We have the blood of life flowing through our veins. And as long as we do, let's love one another. Let's forget and forgive and move on. It's all water under the bridge. None of it matters in the great scheme of things. Love and peace out. It's your boy Black Dollar.